I hated this guy when we met. We play basketball every Saturday, and then out of nowhere, I'm playing for 2 hours already. We're all dead. Everybody's tired. And then this guy pulls up in some sneakers that look like Timberlands.
You're now tuning in to Unfiltered.
So you were saying Uber.
That's where it started. That's what that was like the original concept of it. What we were trying to get accomplished. How people can get, trainers affordable and accessible to everyone.
Yeah. But hold on. So you said somebody needed to train somebody to learn how to ride a bike.
Yeah, so they had a son that just wouldn't listen to them, and he was getting older, and that's a life memory of like wanting to learn how to ride a bike, and they couldn't teach him. So, they reached out to us to have a coach. Like, hey, do you have anybody to teach us how to ride a bike? So we had a triathlon coach, which is swimming, running, and biking, and that was a success story. So that's like how our model could just be unique in different ways.
That's cool.
And there's so many stories I could tell of like how people use our actual platform.
Yeah.
Because the riches are in the niches.
That's true. That's true. You need to learn how to ride a bike. Contact Fitness at your door. Hey guys, this is how we're going to start this episode of Unfiltered FTL. We have another special guest on this episode. Somebody local in the FTL area. So I'm going to go ahead and allow him to introduce himself and introduce the business that he has, and then we're going to get right into it. So go ahead and let the people know. You got your camera there. This is our camera. You can talk to any. You can talk to any camera you want.
Gotcha.
You can. If you want to get on FaceTime and talk, it's up to you, bro.
Gotcha. Well, my name is Kashawn Fraser. I am the founder and CEO of Fitness at Your Door. I am a homegrown local product. Went to Monarch High School, one of the first graduating members from there. And I also became a professional athlete. So I'm now a former professional athlete, and my passion in life and just leading with servant leadership, being a Christian, has been through health and wellness. And we created a platform called Fitness at Your Door, where it's an AI-empowered concierge wellness platform that activates unused amenities in HOA, apartment spaces, and corporate companies. So we're on-demand concierge wellness that sends the best health professionals to you, and we're helping people have more good days.
Awesome, man. So I know some people know you as you've always been in athletics, right? You've always been that guy that's like, hey, he's gonna do something when it comes to sports in some way. I mean, let's start back to how things started. I mean, were you always just a football player, or also basketball player, or others, or all sports in general?
Well, first of all, how we met on that was a childhood court.
Man, you know how we met? I hated this guy when we met. We played basketball, the Gerber boys at Gerber Park. Shout out to them every Saturday. And then out of nowhere, I'm playing for 2 hours already. We're all dead. Everybody's tired. And then this guy pulls up in some sneakers that look like Timberlands. And there were sneakers. At first I was like, yo, is this guy about to play with Timberlands? But I guess
Jordan 13s. I just got big feet.
But they look like Timbs.
And they're all 10, yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, all right, this guy's muscular, whatever. But I don't mean nothing, when it comes to basketball, it's different.
Right.
And this guy's just jumping all through. I'm like, man, this is not even fair. He's fresh legs right now because we've been playing for 2 hours, and then on top of that, he can jump and everything and play. So that's how I met him, and then I was just like, man, what the heck? This guy, he's done something. You don't just learn how to jump like that, So then little by little, shout out to Josh Eats, we were able to connect and, tell me a story and things like that, which we're going to share with you guys. So, yeah, I mean, let us know. I mean, so when it comes to sports, where it's just...
So that's where it started. I was born in New York, Jamaica Hospital, shout out to Queens.
Yes, sir.
I moved up here when I was 12 years old. My parents thought, it would be a better opportunity to give me access to just a better environment. Just like with the sports world, just more interactive with the kids. The weather's better, you're in New York. Not always the best environment for kids where I lived. So we used to always vacation in Florida, and they were like, when we get a position to move, I would want to move. So I originally moved to Coral Springs. Then I moved to Coconut Creek, where I spent majority of my life.
How old were you when you moved?
I moved when I was 12 years old.
Okay, so you're very similar to my story because I'm also from Queens, Elmhurst. So we were down, Jamaica.
Lawton. Yeah,
Jamaica, I have a lot of family there. But essentially, I think I was around 13 when I moved. So similar story. But that's yeah, the lifestyle is different here.
Yeah.
And in New York, guys, the thing is, I mean, now it's different, but here we're in a tropical place where you kind of go outside and the sun is in your face. You're like, you know what? I can work out. I can work out in the grass. It don't matter.
Right.
In New York, it's always a little bit grayish. The parks are not as nice.
Right.
You know,
At
especially
all.
during
No
when we
nets.
grew up. You know, now I go back, I'm like, man, that's a nice park. They got nets in the courts now.
Right.
So it
Glass backboard? Like what?
It doesn't make you want to do workouts.
Yes.
I mean, I'm be honest with you. I mean, just a little sidetrack. I mean, like, I don't know how some women do it because, like, here, women are all about staying fit because they're going to the beach. They want to look good.
Right.
But in New York, during the wintertime, they have these thick jackets on. And I'm just like, I know under there you might have a belly, you know, but when it's summertime, they're trying to get right. And then they try to, you know, do whatever they got to do to get right because, you know, they're going to go out to the beaches. In New York, summer, everybody goes out. It's like a bunch of ants. Everybody's out the house. And then, you know, so here's different. We already accustomed to that kind of lifestyle.
What do they call it? It's not weather depression or like
I mean, it's felt like it.
But pretty much, you know, based off of your environment, you're more likely to, you know, engage in certain things, right?
Yeah.
Like you're in a basketball environment in New York. Everybody plays basketball.
Yep.
Football is not going to be your first sport, right?
Yep.
But you come to Florida, football is the main
Yep.
thing just based off the environment. And no different than the people you surround yourself around.
100%.
If other people are reading, other people are talking about investments, or other people are smoking weed and just want to chill all day.
100%.
You're probably gonna probably gonna do the same
100%.
things. But back to like the origin story, how we met and being 12 years old, that was my sanctuary at Gerber Park at the time.
Nice.
I was a young kid, just infatuated with sports. I originally wanted to play in the NBA, and I didn't always have the guidance or like have a coach to coach me, right? And when I met a coach, the coach changed my life, and that's what was a big motivator of why I end up getting into this industry and pursuing this career. So I met Coach Davis, which he lived around the area, which is still now the Monarchs football head coach. And he was the basketball coach at the time, playing JV. Was very much of a father figure because anybody, all the friends, all the people you meet there, if they knew where Kashawn was at the basketball court. By myself, in the rain, you name it. I didn't really know anything else. Like, wasn't like inclined to like go looking for girls and just I wasn't a video gamer. Like, you gonna find me at the basketball court. I didn't know. I wish I would have known what YouTube was so I could at least have some guidance.
Yeah.
But I always feel like I was wired different because like I always had that grit, and I didn't know what that hard work was gonna transition to. But I know if I wanted to get better, I needed to be getting reps.
Correct.
Right. So that's how I came up, started in the area, started playing basketball. And
now, do you think it's because, and maybe it's different, but for me, when I moved to Florida around that time, I saw all these basketball courts, and for some people here, like, oh, that's a crappy court or whatever. But to us, that was like gold.
It was beautiful.
And it felt like the fact that we had access to it, and even if it was just a court and nobody was there, it's like you had to use it.
Yeah.
So it maybe that was the drive of like, you know, like, wait, I'm not in New York. Because in New York, every court is taken. And you got to know people to know people. You got to work your way in to just even be able to play. And now you got like 10 downs.
I just had a love for basketball.
Yeah.
Like, you know, New York, it's all like, it's a hoop dream.
Yep.
Like, who didn't want to be like Carmelo? And I came in a time when the Knicks, Allen Houston, Latrell Sprewell, growing up watching that type of stuff. So that's what you wanted to do, you know?
True, yeah.
For me, I wanted to either be a chef, a professional basketball player, end up becoming a professional football player, or becoming a trainer and like owning a gym. And I thought at the time I wanted to own a gym. Okay. But I kind of seen that the industry was broken. Yeah. So I ended up taking another route. So growing up with my grandparents, which was a core fundamental for me because my mom had me very young and she did an amazing job. But my grandparents were like second parents. And anybody who doesn't have that relationship with their grandparents is like, it's the best relationship ever, obviously. And I used to go in the summers when I moved to Florida, and I used to work in my grandparents' restaurants. Okay. So cooking is very much of a passion for me. But when I seen like how strenuous the actual job of it was, I was like, I like to do this, but I probably won't. Yeah. I'm probably not going to Johnson Wheels to go do this like full time. But I can do it for fun. You know? So.
No, that's awesome, man. So basketball. So now you being here in Florida, what got you besides basketball? You know, obviously you said football. Was there any other sport that you got into, or it was just those two?
I mean, we we would go play soccer. Like Monarch High School had an amazing soccer team.
Yeah.
They were going to like states before we even knew like
Yeah.
we were that good because it was a newer school. So a lot
Yeah.
of people didn't want to go to the school. They wanted to go to the Ely's, the
Yeah.
Coconut Creeks. So we had like the talent we should have been a dominant school.
Yeah.
But everybody would just go to the other schools, right? They
Didn't
wouldn't
you
go.
guys have to play at a different field, like Lockhart or Coconut
Yeah, because
Like,
they
you guys
didn't
didn't have
even
a stadium
Yeah,
yet, right?
they just weren't really about sports.
Yeah.
That wasn't like a core fundamental for
Yeah.
them. It was built to be more of an educational school. We were the first school to get Macs. Like they gave us computers. It was supposed to be like a technology
I do
school.
remember that. I was jealous. I was like, what the heck? I was like, I don't
Yeah.
even got a laptop.
That's what we were. But I mean, everybody's
Yeah.
playing video games. They weren't
Yeah,
actually like
exactly.
educating themselves, you know. So, that's what it was known for. And I think its transition is.
Yeah.
It's also a good academic school, but now sports is a core fundamental
Yeah.
because they've been able to see people take it to the next level, like the
Correct.
Calvin Ridleys, like way back to Anthony Middletons, the Derek Reifenberries, the me's. Like people don't even know that I even end up going to college and playing professional.
Yeah.
Because all they knew me as was a basketball player because I played my last year in high school, which was a blessing from God and obviously getting the guidance from a coach like Coach
Yeah.
Davis to say, hey, I know you want to play basketball, but you're in the state of Florida. Look at your height. Look, like
You're built for this. Yeah.
Yes, he can see the
Yeah.
future. I see myself as a skinny kid.
Yeah.
Came into college 180, left college 265.
Wow.
And could I ever think forward because
Yeah.
you don't know that you don't know. I've never been there. He was a former collegiate athlete. He understood
So
like
there you go.
when you go there, this is what they do
Yeah.
to you. And I thought football was dumb. I just seen people hitting people. I didn't
Yeah.
understand the concept of it. And it taught me so much, not
Yeah.
only in the sport, but in life.
It's funny. It's a little similar to me too. Because when I moved down here, I remember my first day of high school. I went to Northeast High School. I was supposed to go to Douglas actually in Coral Springs. That's where I live by. But I always wanted to be architect, so I was just like, they had a magnet program there.
Okay.
My cousin that's from New York too, she's already been here for like about 2 years. She's like, oh, I'm gonna go to Northeast. At that time, I don't even think I had a cell phone at that time. So I go to school, first day of school, I can't find this girl. I'm like, because that's the only person
That's
I
the
know
only
in school.
person you know.
And I'm like, I was like, where's my cousin at? I'm like looking. I go home, I call her on the landline, like, hey, what happened? Oh yeah, my mom decided to change me. I'm going to Douglas. I'm like,
wow.
should I go to Douglas?
That's hilarious.
And she's like, no, you're fine. Go ahead and link up with my homeboys. They're gonna meet you with everybody. I'm like, who? He's like, oh, it's Devin and Phil. I'm like, who the hell's Devin and Phil? And then I go, and then it's funny, they pointed me out the next day, like, hey, you Chris? I'm like, yeah, what's up? Keep in mind, there's no text messaging, there's no
nothing.
So the word got through to
you actually have to communicate, right?
Correct. So because they knew her, they were like, yo, what's up? And they were part of the football team. And they
Right.
were recruiting for JV.
Okay.
And they were like, hey man, you got the size to play football. I was like, nah, I'm a basketball player, man. I was like, I don't even know what Madden is. Like I
Right.
know what the Super Bowl is, but if you were to tell me the rules, I have no idea.
Right.
Besides people hitting each other.
Mhm.
And I was like, I'm not about that. And he's like, nah, you should go, you should come play. I was like, and in my mind, I had that moment of like, you know, every movie that I seen on Disney and stuff like that, the jocks always know everybody. It's like, so if I become a jock or I become part of that group, I'll know it. Because remember, I got zero contact.
Right.
I'm by myself.
Right.
So I'm like,
you
I
have
need to-
influence now.
Exactly.
Like, now
I
you
need
got
to get in.
influence.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, that was my initial way of like getting in. And I was like, and if I don't like it, I can back up. At least I know people.
Exactly.
And then through that, that's where I ended up. I ended up liking football. The first year was a straight up like blur, like JV. I had no idea. Offense, defense, the plays. I was so confused.
Get to the ball.
And then exactly, that's all. It's like get to the ball and do this. And then from there, because of the coaches, and at the time, the varsity coach Adam Rakovich, which is actually the current Western High School coach. He's won Coach of the Year recently. I mean, he has a hell of a track record when it comes to coaching. He's playing NFL too.
Awesome. Him
and his and the other coaches that we had, he developed such a team around us that, you know, they would do almost, it felt very one-on-one versus it just being one coach for 50 kids, right? So, and because of that, you know, as I got involved in football, I had a coach too, Coach James, which was a guy that just recently graduated college. He didn't get to go to the NFL, but he ended up coaching me as one of the guys. And man, he flipped the script. I ended up all of a sudden like understanding football better. My position changed from offense to defense. And everything just changed, and it opened up a lot of opportunities. Like all of a sudden, my junior and senior year, I played a lot better. I got offers, and then it was like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, you know, all because of, you know, experience that I'm absorbing from them.
One
because we don't know. We're kids. We
Right.
don't know what we see. And I was maybe 220, and it's funny. I was around 263, 270 when I graduated. You know, because I was lineman, so they made me eat peanut butter and
Eating everything.
Bro, it was just eat. So it was crazy.
God bless you.
I'm allergic to the eating. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. So all right. So that's awesome. So yeah, I mean, when it comes to sports and all that, you have that in your blood, you know, and you pretty much grew up with that.
And I just want to put an emphasis on, like, we all need a coach, and this is not just fitness.
Yeah.
If you're trying to improve in life, take the path of least resistance. Find somebody who's already experienced it, who already made the mistakes. You need a mental therapist. You need a coach. You need somebody to express things to. You need a coach in your physical fitness.
Yep.
If you don't have a mentor, even though it might necessarily be a business coach, find a coach. Coaches are important. I mean, there's a reason why there's biographies, is for us to read and learn through other people's experience. Once you understand that you know nothing, life becomes a lot easier.
Yep. I agree with that 100%. I think people really need to absorb that, because now that we have like technology with AI and ChatGPT and literally the information at our fingertips, I would have thought that we would have advanced a little bit further, a little bit quicker, but I feel like we took a step back and got a little dumber, because we're like, whenever I need the information, I can look it up.
Right.
And I'm just like, okay, I get it. But the people that read books, the people that read biographies, the people that understand the experience, because experience wins every time. There's certain things, and yes, times change, times
true
evolve.
Testament is always through experience.
Correct. But I mean, there's reasons why you can read books from hundreds of years ago and it connects with you, and you're like, what? And it just opens up things.
It's like epiphany.
Correct. You're like, what the heck? Like this guy's already long gone.
Perspective.
And it's like, wow, I never knew that. So yes, there's certain things that you got to keep up with. Like, for example, you can't read a book from the stock market maybe 5 years ago, because things change, right? There was no crypto at the time. So now it's just like,
but there still could be a core fundamental that always stays.
And that's how you got to take it. You can't just verbatim read everything and then be like, I'm gonna do this and copy it. That's what everybody's looking for. They're looking for the shortcut. But reality, the shortcut is what you said. You got to find that guidance. That's the shortcut. And you know, I mean, in life, and you, especially in the business that you're in, you got to invest in yourself. Of course. It's not going to be free. You know, a lot of people think it's free, and don't get me wrong, you are actually providing free tips. You and all these other trainers on social media, stuff like that. Of course. But at some point,
still got to implement.
Correct. And that's what I think we should maybe talk about a little bit about that, and we'll get into the business from there. Because a lot of people are like, yeah, this is good, but it's too expensive and there's all this. But when they do the math, like right now,
how much did it cost you in time,
bro? Not even that. Right now, now a lot of you guys already know I've lost over 110 pounds. So a lot of
you
people
look great, but like,
thank you.
no, that's amazing. That's hard to do.
It's not easy.
Like that's not an easy thing to do.
It's
especially when you did it by yourself.
Yeah, it's not easy. So my thing is, right now in the economy that we're in, fast food, at one point, good food, like healthy food, was always known to be very expensive.
Right.
And it's like, I want to do the jump, but you know, for me to get that salad, it's $10 and I can get a burger for $5. Well, right now, that Five Guys burger is almost $20.
Yeah.
So what's your excuse now?
Yeah.
So it's like, if anything, it might be a little cheaper, or this might be close to it, but like, you can really, there's no excuse anymore. Like, you really have to invest in yourself in the same way you buy the food and all that stuff. And if you add up all the junk food that you're eating, bro, you're probably spending more money than what you are when
you add up the coffee a day. You add up the fast food a day.
Yep.
You add up the cigarette, or whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
You add it all up.
It's
adding up.
Yep. Exactly. So I mean, ultimately, so let's talk about that. How do you handle that pushback when you have a client, you have a lead, and they're down, they're ready to go, but then they're like, I just it's too much, I can't afford it. And I'll be honest, some people will say even if it's $5 a month, they'll say it's too much. So it's like, how do you deal with that pushback?
I mean, I don't say I deal with it. We go through discovery. Like if they don't just go book on the site, it's about discovery. So if it took you 5 years to lose 100 pounds, how do you expect for it to take 3 months, 6 months, whatever the case may be? I think the biggest thing I ask, the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change. So like, I don't try to convince people of like, this is too expensive. Is it more expensive for you to pay hospital bills? Is it more expensive for you to lose your wife because you're out of shape now and they're not attractive to you? Like, what is the cost to this?
That's correct.
Like, I get really serious with them. I get really serious with them. I'm like, is it more expensive to just continue to change your clothes?
Yeah.
And like have to buy a whole new wardrobe because you can't fit? Is it more expensive that now you're, say, a realtor and people are not seeing you in a professional light. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, they're probably like, you're probably not gonna do a great job. Because people are superficial and they judge you based off of how well you
100%,
look.
100%.
Because it tells a lot how you treat yourself, and how you do anything is how you do everything.
100%.
So what is it really costing you?
Yeah.
Right. So let's not even talk about money.
Yeah.
Like all these factors of what is it really costing you. So I'm like, you pay for it now, or you pay for it later, and that's not a threat.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, this is just not important enough to you right now. This has nothing to do about money. It's just most people make change when there has to be something that somebody died or chronic illnesses.
Correct.
It can't just be like, hey, I just want to be preventative. I just want to be the best version of myself.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because when I started losing weight, even my mom said it. She said she called my sister and she said, hey, is Chris okay? Like maybe he went to the doctor and found out something, that he needed to like change his life today or tomorrow or die or something like that. And I'm like, no, I just actually want to take control of my fitness. I've always been wanting, and I know there's a lot of you guys, I've always been wanting, I would say, I'll just touch upon weight loss. There's so many different goals, but I think weight loss is such the biggest one where we're all fall into that pool. Right. So there's a bigger pool in that. Me personally, I don't know, it's probably been over a 10-year battle mentally where I'm like, this year, I want to lose weight. I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to go to this. And then none of that stuff happens. Maybe I lost 10 pounds in the entire year because maybe I ended up going to the gym a couple times. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing what I got to do. And then I just slack off. And then boom, it just falls off. And then the next year I do the same thing. And then it's just a never ending cycle that at some point I was like, I got to break it and try something different. And in my case, I got guidance. Shout out to the Vision Twins. They helped me out. They were also over 350 pounds, both of the guys. And they lost the weight. They looked damn good. And I was like, I want to do that. I want to do this. So they had the blueprint for me. But overall, I mean, people ask me like, how do you do it? But it also involves you. It's always you versus you.
Right.
It involves you. It's because people are looking for like, I paid, you give me a PDS or you give me guidance and workouts. Now what? I'm like, now go fucking do it.
Right.
Like, what the fuck? Stop
20% is the professional, 80% is you, because you're in the day-to-day battle.
Correct.
At the end of the day. So
people mix that up because they think like, but I'm paying you and I'm not getting the results. I'm like, all right, let's look at what you're doing. I gave you these things to eat, these things to work out. You didn't do half of them. What do you want me to do? You don't
want a miracle. Great entrepreneur, like, and I feel like we've heard about this, and this relates to business in real life, just how your body works. Like, there's no free lunch.
Yep.
Like you can't expect miracles if you're not putting the work in.
Yep.
Like you can never hide the work.
Yep.
Like even in business, you may not see the success for 3, 4, 5 years, but by the time you get to that 10th year, like you're gonna see that this person was working.
Yeah.
100%. Whether you've seen it in front of the camera or behind the scenes, So
no, 100%. So let's get into the business. Well, let's start off with the inception of the name. Fitness at Your Door. Was that the first thing that hit your mind? What was the creation of that? Like how did you land on that name?
It's funny. So I thought about this idea while I was playing because majority of my career was in the Canadian Football League. So I was snowbirding. I was living 6 months in Canada, 6 months in Florida. Going back and forth. So I was in Winnipeg originally, and then my last year was in Calgary where we went to the Grey Cup, which is the Super Bowl, and I had like my 3rd reconstructive knee surgery. So I'm in the Uber, which I never had the Uber at home. Been knew about the concept, but I always had a car. And I had my clients talking like, when are you coming back? We want to work with you again, Because they always knew that I was set to leave. And I was like, man, I don't know where the hell I am, but I know I got an address and I can find where I need to go. What if I was able to build this type of concept at home in such an affluent where people are static and they really put a deep meaning into like what they look like. That's important to them. And then I came back, retired, and you're going through that, you have that little depression of like, damn, this is scary. I got to let this go. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been chasing this dream for a while. So now you're like, okay, I got to go all in on something.
Yeah.
What am I transitioning this passion? So I honestly I started writing it on a napkin and just thinking up different names. And I think there was this app that you can like put different, I forget the name of the app, but
like a name generator.
Yeah, it's a name generator. And I just came up with these different names. And I was like, okay, I reading books, you don't want people to think about what you do. Correct. When I say a name, you know what it is. They understand it. Like, I think people would try to be all fancy. It's like, keep it stupid simple. 3rd grade level, when this pops up on Google, you know what it is,
Correct,
right?
yeah.
I don't have to explain
Yep.
too much. So I was thinking of these different names, and then we came together, and I was just like, okay, fitness at your door. I was like, it just has like a ring
And
to it.
Yeah, it rolls off the tongue.
It
It's
rolls
just-
off
yeah,
the
yeah.
tongue. And only thing I had an issue with, I was like, what if I want to expand to other services, which we're now here. We're now 5
Yep,
years in,
yep, yep.
and we're all a
Yep.
whole holistic approach of wellness platform. But and I thought the name was too long. But I was like, like fitness at your door, that's it. Like
Yeah.
that sound like
Yeah.
that sound like that Hallmark brand, right? Something that people can just really resonate
I mean,
to.
it's funny because you're essentially copying almost like a blueprint of Uber. When Uber started, it was just taxi service.
Right.
Now you can do delivery packages, Uber Eats,
Right.
Uber. So it's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of different things on there. So but it's still called Uber because
Right.
the branding took over, right?
And you have that umbrella under it,
Correct. So I know we were talking a little bit before, but I want you to really understand because like right now, a lot of people, they might be thinking, okay, fitness at your door. What's that mean? Like a trainer comes to you and it's just strength training. What exactly is that you guys? Because you opened up on some things that I didn't even know. I was like,
Right.
oh, that's pretty clever. I didn't know that you guys offer that kind of services. So how does this work then, per se?
So essentially, Fitness at Your Door was built to be a Uber model for personal trainers. And I explain it that way because we send certified and insured trainers to you at the convenience of your time and location. It was important for me to have versatility. The main thing clients and trainers struggle with, which the real solution, this was originally for trainers.
Yeah.
80% of trainers quit the training industry within 2 years due to unsustainable schedules of minimum wage pay.
Yeah.
So by the time Chris gets with a coach, he's dealing with a revolving door of a coach because they weren't able to make enough money to stay in the industry. So he's dealing with a rookie coach. And when he has that bad experience, which is a fad, he gives up on like, damn, I should never hire help because they can't change my life, right? So coaches are working with people most of the time because they need money, not because they can serve them at the highest level. And this is when we talk about, everybody says, I make a customized plan for you.
Yeah.
So the difference with Fitness at Your Door and other platforms and other like just gyms and places, besides how we background check them, certify, insure them, have them go through a predictive index, which is a personality test, check references, all the things we do to make sure we curate the right experience. They only work with this ICP, this ideal customer profile, right?
Okay.
So if you're somebody dealing with remission, and I'm giving real examples, and I can't go to the gym because I'm dealing with cancer and I don't feel comfortable because it can make me sicker. The trainer you're gonna work with, they only work with cancer patients. If you are a sports performance coach, I'm gonna get you a coach that either had a high school background, a collegiate background, even a professional background in tennis, basketball, lacrosse, like you name it. If you're, 65 and older, we have younger trainers that could deal with that clientele. But if you're a woman dealing with menopause, they don't want a young trainer.
Yeah.
They want an older trainer that can live through their experience because they're already experiencing that.
Right.
And that's where our solution just becomes extremely unique besides it coming right to your doorstep. And to add on to that, we know wellness is not cookie cutter and we want to meet you where you are.
Yeah.
So a lot of times when people are going on that wellness journey, they don't even know where to start.
Yeah.
They don't know what a trainer looks like. They don't know what, it could be a mindset shift at first.
Yeah.
It could be, you need to stop drinking. So we might need to get you a holistic nutritionist to teach you how to stop doing that because you're counterbalancing your workout.
Correct,
You're drinking, you're working out,
Correct.
you're not doing nothing. You're
Yeah.
just negative and negative.
100%.
So these are all the different ways that we're able to diagnose what you're feeling. We're able to come in here and say, hey, this is the plan we want to put together for you. Or you say you need training. If you want training, if you want massage therapy, if you want nutrition, we're able to build a subscription for you. And you're able to get all these resources in a whole package where we just make it easy to deliver in this on-demand economy where an entrepreneur doesn't even have an hour and a half of spare time if they have kids and they run a 9 to 5.
And I think nowadays that there's a lot of before that used to be. It's funny because that's who I am. I mean, not everybody owns their business stuff like that. And not everybody is in that position. But now, ever since COVID, I feel like the word entrepreneur is just elevated in the sense where a lot of people have their own businesses. They work from home. Maybe they run a Shopify store or something like that. Whatever the case may be, kids, whatever. They don't have the time to go out or they don't have the time to do the things, but they know they got to get these things done. So they have the money to, hey, I want to get somebody, but I want to trust this person or this service and do it right. And then that's where I guess you come in and provide them the pieces that they need. It's really interesting the fact that you pretty much cater to their needs and you put the right people in place versus just saying, we signed up Jimmy today. Hey, who's next in line? Kind of like a waiter
Right.
service at a restaurant. Like,
Right.
who didn't get a table?
Right.
Because then that's not.
And then we actually show up for you.
Yeah.
Like the biggest thing is for people to show up for themselves, right? Like this right here, what we're doing, this is the new like poison.
Yeah.
Sitting
Yeah.
is the new death.
Yeah.
Like, and everybody's just sitting at their desk
Yeah.
all day
Yep.
on the computer, hunched over,
100%.
and this is literally killing you because
Yep.
you don't get to move, right?
100%.
So what we do is making sure that we make this something that you can actually implement in your
Yep.
lifestyle. Because there's one thing to give you the guidance. There's one thing to do the online coaching. There's one thing
Yep.
to say, hey, the doctor's over here. But being able to deliver it
Mhm.
wherever you need it, in your corporate office, in your HOA, right to your home, being able to involve your family and make this a family
Yeah.
atmosphere where your wife can now come in. Because we built this business off promoting family fitness. The
Yeah.
goal was to get everybody healthy, not just one person, because
Yeah.
you're the head of your household,
Yeah.
right? And, kids, women, whatever you want
Yeah.
to call it, they don't listen to what you say, they listen to what you do.
Yeah.
So when you're building healthy habits, I'm hoping that you're bringing your
No, it makes
lineage and your
sense.
legacy.
Yeah.
So you're building a generation of healthy people.
100%.
This is not just about you.
Yep.
This was about a major impact of how
Correct.
do we create community engagement.
Yep.
And like, again, our model, helping people have more good days.
Do you guys also do, by the sounds of it, I think the answer is yes, but do you guys also do like group classes and stuff like that? Like if there were to be like 20 people at a place, at an office space or something like that?
So that's what we do. So corporate
Yeah.
training, HOA wellness. So we're now building a software that, again, is activating unused amenities. So
Yeah.
Chris is able to come to our site. It's empowered by AI. He sees a choice through a questionnaire, fitness or wellness, and hey, what am I trying to accomplish? So you have a B2C, right? Side of it, direct to consumer, which is your everyday person looking to get to the goal. And then you have a B2B side of it, business to business, right? A corporate company, a community, a HOA, the place you live where you have the gym that they sold you on that you never show up to, even though it's right next door to you.
Yeah.
So they come in now, they use our software. The property manager or lifestyle director is able to manage through our software
Okay.
the group classes, the wellness events. And then they're now pushing our software to you saying like, hey, even if you can't make it to the gym, these are all these services that can come right to your doorstep. So that's how we're really trying to impact the community. And we're currently in our first raise as a company, being 5 years in, really to expand this model and let people know that this could be accessible to them.
Yeah, no, I think that's interesting. I think it's pretty clever too because it's funny because I have a house now, but in the apartment complexes that I lived in, I literally had like a gym right there, and it was nice, but nobody used it. And then a lot of time there'll be the people that use it is the ones that like really into it, really active. But it was a big community. I'm like, if all of us, or at least 10% of these people were to use it, that gym will always be packed.
Of course.
But it was also because we didn't have the guidance. So like if somebody was to if they were to say, hey, we're gonna do a class for this or whatever, we probably would have had more people go using it. So that's cool because that becomes for the business of the apartment complexes an amenity for them.
Of course. It's elevating so let's keep it real. Like HOAs and apartments, the way they keep people is amenities and like good
100%.
community engagement and good customer service. So if they're selling you on this brings up property value that they can now offer like on-demand people. It's a crazy statistic. They say 47% of people will not move into somewhere if they don't have an on-site gym, but 67% of people don't actually use it because they're absolutely empty.
Yeah.
So like that's wild that the reason you move there, or they sold you on your kids to say, hey, look at all these pretty amenities, and then 67% of people don't actually use it because number one, they're afraid to get hurt. They don't want to just go in there and just not know what they're doing. And we crave human interaction. If there's nobody to guide us, it's like most people just can't motivate themselves, and that's why this whole entrepreneur culture is like you got to have grit even when you don't want to do it, and have the discipline to do things that you don't want to do.
No, that's true. That's true for sure. Now. So thank you for explaining about the business model. I think it's pretty, like you said, it's pretty straightforward. The second you hear fitness at your door, it's kind of like, it's a very easy name to understand. And in this case, it's not just you're getting a strength training coach. It's all of the above. And all ages, really, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to be just in your mid-20s, 30s. You can be 60 years old.
You don't have to be in shape to start.
Yep.
Also, and I just want people to know, like, this is not a race. This is This
Yeah.
is a marathon. Like fitness, wellness is about longevity.
Yeah.
This is not a hobby. This is not a quick fix.
Yeah.
This is something you got to do for the rest of your life.
Yep.
You got to fill your gas tank up
That's true.
every day.
That's true.
Because
Yep.
if you have nothing in your gas tank, you have nothing to offer anybody
Yep.
else.
And that's funny because I was saying that the other day. I was looking back as like, you know, I had so many opportunities where I could have gave up in the middle of my journey. I'm like, I lost 20 pounds, I'm good. Lost 40
That's
pounds,
enough,
I'm
yeah.
good. But the thing is, what I noticed is that because I changed my environment, it's funny because we were talking about environments earlier about New York. I changed my, like here at the office, you can go through the pantry and all the snacks that I have here are probably healthy snacks. Before I will have
Setting
Lay's
yourself up
chips and-
success. For
correct.
success.
So if I am hungry or whatever, I'm good. I got more protein snacks or I got more of this, whatever. They even know. I'm like, I even be calling them out. Y'all not drinking water. You know, the team. I'm like, y'all not drinking enough water. I got a water machine, you know.
Right.
So I did that because I was able to control that. At my house, same thing. Like the only snacks I got is my daughter's snacks where I'm just like, yeah, I'm not going to eat that. But I'm like, dang. You know, so ultimately you control what you're surrounded by. You have to kind of have self-control. Now it sucks because in America, in every corner, we have a Wendy's, a McDonald's, a Taco Bell. So that was a big battle for me, essentially. But mentally, if you
It's a
put in
mindset
that
shift.
work, especially physically, because a lot of it is diet, but if you put in that work physically, you're going to tell yourself, like, all right, I'm working out, I'm busting my ass. Why the hell am I going to ruin it over a burger?
Why are you going to
Like,
counterbalance it?
Correct.
And it's also not about like not treating yourself.
Yeah.
Like this is all about
Correct.
balance, right? It's
Correct.
not-
Yep.
We're not here to starve you. You don't have to say you don't have to eat carbs. You don't have to go do crazy fad
Yep.
diets. You just do need to have a plan to be sustainable,
Yep.
right? Like at the end of the day, it's like people think they need to just do something dramatic. They just need to be consistent.
Yep.
Like it's a long-term play
Yep.
at the end of the day. So as long as you can focus on the daily habits, which is a compound effect, to take these little steps to get one step closer and setting yourself up for success like you talked about. Obviously, if you're putting junk food around you, you're always going to be
Yep.
heavy.
Yep.
If you put in healthier snacks, you're going to start
That's true.
getting used to even the taste of something that you didn't really think you liked, right?
Yep.
So it starts with the mindset
Yeah.
shift. Like before the habit is built, it's like, okay, I got to try something different. And if you force yourself to try something different, you'd be surprised, like, hey, I don't know.
I can tell you this is going to be a hot topic. You have a lot of customers that are coming here that are going to want to use your platform pretty soon. And it's a hot topic because I'm talking about the people that are now using the injections.
Oh, Ozempic?
Any one of
Oh,
those,
all
'cause
the
there's like
injections,
4 or
yeah.
5 of them,
Right.
whatever. They don't, it's a shortcut,
Right.
but they're not building a mindset.
Right.
So the second that they get off of it, they're gonna be like, why am I gaining weight? Why am I doing this? And then the reason why I'm saying they don't want to, let's say they lost 50, 60 pounds, they don't want to get to plus 60 again. So they're gonna be like, the second they see 10 pounds over, they're like, I need to do something.
Right.
Or go back on it. So that's when they're gonna be looking
Or all the
into-
lawsuits they're getting right now for the
It's-
side effects that's actually happening.
It's listen. There's poison for everybody when it comes. None of that in general poison, but everybody has their own sauce, right? That they want
Right.
to use. Whether you work out, whether
Right.
you do it this way, there's different methods of doing the same thing.
Right.
But I feel like when it comes to weight loss, from what I learned, is the mentality is so strong that you have to. That's what's going to allow me to continue living this as a lifestyle. And I feel like a lot of people, and that's what I'm saying, you're going to get a lot of customers soon because they're going to be like with question marks. I don't know why I'm getting weight. What do? I got to start working out. They don't know how to work out.
They don't even know.
They don't, because I literally have
Because
people.
they just use the aid.
I have people that I ain't gonna call them out, but I have friends that have literally posted on there saying, I have not worked out, I haven't changed my diet, and I lost 60 pounds.
Right.
And I'm just like, you know what I'm gonna do to this? I'll be like, yo, good job, but I feel sorry for you the second you get off of that, bro. Like, I'm sorry, brother. Like,
and it's gonna hit you even harder.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And history repeats itself. Even before these injections, I have friends too that have lost 100 pounds, that lost 60 pounds, and they gain almost more. Or they even have weight loss shows where they're like, if you got to get the surgery, you got to lose 120 pounds. And they start losing, and then they come back.
600 pounds story.
Yes, and then they're like, the doctor's like, you gain weight. And it's like, bro, it's because they don't have the mindset, bro. And then the depression falls. And there's a lot of other stuff, but I think a lot of the sicknesses is also tied to obesity. So, because there's people, everybody's different. Some people
insulin resistance,
correct.
Obesity.
Some people say, but I gotta take this pill and all that. I don't even take anything no more because I had knee pains, I had high blood pressure, I had all this. I don't gotta take any of that stuff no more. I'm just like my doctor's like, yo,
Because you holistically lost.
exactly. He's like, you don't need to take any of this. So if anything, just take a vitamin, a multivitamin, you good. I'm like, oh snap. So ultimately, I think people always put an excuse in there because it is hard work, mentally, physically, and you got to do it. But with guidance, I think you can achieve that for sure, 100%. And I think it's the easiest way. And people got to stop trying to like look at, especially social media,
comparing.
Correct, because they see the
They
see
don't
the
really know what's
testimonials.
really going on.
Yep.
Behind the scenes.
Just my recommendation would say, look, if you're gonna take on any journey, whether you want to gain muscle, you want to lose weight, whatever it is, and let's say in this case you want to go ahead and contact fitness at your door, just do it. Just give it a try. Now let me ask you this: do you guys do contracts, or is there any contracts, or is it just
you can
like,
pay as you go, but that's more expensive.
Yeah.
But we try to get committed clients because we know this is not a quick fix. And
correct.
And I would be lying to you that the people who get the best results are the people who pay as they go.
Yep.
It's the people who burn the bridges, they fall for it. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna commit to a year.
Yep.
I know that seems like a long time, but a year can totally change your life.
It's funny you say that, and I have this is my testimonial.
Right.
I paid for the whole year up front, and there's people in the same program that I was in with my trainers. They paid month to month. Some of them, they're not even there no more. Some of them have gained weight.
They gave themselves a choice to quit.
Correct. They had that door that they always had. I had no door. I was all in. I put my cards on the table. I said, it's either going to work or I'm going to lose it. Right. At the same time, I said to myself, and my wife too, she's like, if this doesn't work out, it's not because they did something wrong. It's because you didn't do shit.
You didn't put the work in.
Exactly. So, and I ended up putting the work in. And for me, it gave me motivation because I don't like losing money. So
your money's accountability.
Correct. And then now that
that's a mindset shift.
Yep.
Because you value, this is anything, coach, a program, whatever you want to call it. Once you put your hard-earned money down, it's like, I have to do this. And I have to take this seriously.
Correct.
You're like, oh, why am I eating this? Like, not like you start, oh, damn, I put a couple $1,000 for this. Like, I'm not going to go eat this right now. You think it twice. Be like, but if you go month to month, it's like, I could cheat a little bit. Like, I could just cancel this next month anyway. Like, it's so crazy. Like, when we talk about mindset shift, how we subliminally, like, we manifest things. Like, anything you do is manifested through prayer and mindset.
No, 100%, man.
And it comes true.
Yeah. No, 100%. Now, one thing that the team at Unfiltered, they were looking through your marketing online and stuff like that. They noticed that you involve a lot of like faith and a lot of in your posts and things like that. So how were you able to tie, and what made you do that decision of I want to bring faith into the business, because they're two different worlds, you know. Because the reason why some people don't do that, because they don't want to segment the market, be like, oh, well, I don't believe in that, so I can't go over there. What made you say these two got to go together for my business, and then move forward with it?
I mean, well, I'll give the background of like why I am a Christian.
Yeah.
And, Jesus and dying on the cross for us to forgive us for our sins. I grew up in a Christian household. My grandfather is a minister. My grandparents are missionaries.
Okay.
So since I was young, like I was in the church like every day. Christianity is not about perfection, but I know if I give my business up to God, I'm giving him all the glory and it's gonna be successful. And always what I ask and I pray for every day, that people see God through me, right? And I can bring people closer to him with everything I do. So if God gave me this vision and gave me this blessing and this idea that was like not your ordinary, if I give him all the glory, this is going to be successful and it's going to help people, right? They say your body's a temple, right? So like this is all biblical terms. And I told myself, I'm like, in entrepreneurship is scary, right? Like you're betting on yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Especially for a concept that is, we're trying to be like a Class Pass meets Instacart or Uber. Like most startups don't succeed, especially when you're talking about a technology company, right?
Yeah.
So everything I thought about was, how do I give glory to God and make that publicly known? Because at the end of the day, you're going to attract the people who believe in these type of things and the type of clientele you want. So for me, as long as I'm giving God the glory, everything's going to work out. And I don't have to worry about the monetary blessings and people believing in like, what we do. We do this with integrity. We put God first. And I also think the spiritual mindset, because this brand is about mind, body, spiritual, because
Yeah.
you need all of these things
Yep.
to not only aesthetically look good outside, but to look good inside, right?
100%.
Because
Yeah.
that's gonna come
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
People feel your energy before you even open your mouth,
Yep.
right? So, and God has been a core pillar for everything I've done. Like, I'm a true testament. I would be nowhere without my faith.
Mm.
And just all the things I've been through, like that we don't even have enough time to talk about
Yeah.
on the podcast. But man, God is He's my foundation, and without him I would be nothing. And I would have never been able to help as many people as I helped if,
Yeah.
he didn't give me this vision and this just even the opportunity to play
Yeah.
professional football. Like
Yeah.
all the things. He's opened doors that I can never open.
Yeah. Yep.
So
No, that's awesome.
I gotta give him the glory and everything I do.
I think that's awesome. I think no matter whatever people believe in, I think
Right.
You should at least have a higher energy, a higher source that you should believe in. There's everybody's different religions, stuff like that. But ultimately, that's what that it all connects. Like you said, it's certain things you do, there's certain things you got to learn, and there's certain things that you just have to that energy that you absorb. Because that's something that you can't deny. Like when you're sad, you're sad. You're happy, you're happy.
Right.
You have these energies when people say like, man, I worked out, I have my energy levels are high.
Right.
Like, we're not talking about religion. We're just talking about like, I just feel really good.
You have a higher vibration.
Correct. And that's addictive. You're like, I want to feel like that every day. And it's like, all right, well, then stop. Don't eat some crazy stuff that you're going to feel very bad. Don't go eat Popeyes and stuff like that and then be a couch potato. So
you pour it into yourself, like
correct.
You're recharging your battery when you
100%.
work out.
No, 100%, man. That's awesome. Would you say so one of the questions that the team was asking is what's one thing that you would like to see for fitness at your door? What kind of legacy do you want to leave for the company after you're long gone? What do you want fitness at your door to be the ultimate goal?
I want to say we innovated fitness and wellness and made it accessible where we were able to change millions of people's lives. I see this as an international company.
Okay.
One of my personal goals, which would essentially end up being a business goal, I want to win a Nobel Peace Prize, right? My middle name is Nelson because my grandfather named me after Nelson Mandela.
Okay.
And I would hope to, when this is not about money, go around the world and just build health and wellness initiatives.
Yep. Whether
this is like female products for women, building like, fitness centers where places that can't afford it. Like I want to make a world impact. This is bigger than me.
Yeah.
Like God gave me this vision for a reason. And if you're an investor out here and you want to invest in the fastest growing wellness company right now in South Florida, not only it's okay for like you to have a vision and make money doing it, but we're helping people. This is not a quick fix pill. This is literally keeping quality health professionals in the industry, helping people change chronic illnesses for family and history going forward.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, the impact we're making society better. Because when people feel better about themselves, they're treating people better.
100%.
This is going down all the way to the healthcare system where
100%.
less sick people, more jobs being generated by having this marketplace. So this is for me, this is community engagement at the global level.
No, that's awesome. I have some doctor clients that literally they work at the hospital and they decide to do their own practice because they were like, we're killing people here. And I'm like, what do you mean by that? He's like, me prescribing all these pills.
Big pharma. That's what it is.
And I'm just like, and he's like, but you know what sucks? I know how to reverse this. I'm like, what? He's like, as long as you essentially what you're doing is like you gotta have a one-on-one with them, and whether they gotta lose weight or whether they gotta get on, take them off. The goal is to take them off these pills.
Right.
But if people think that, more prescription. So he actually opened up a practice recently and all he's doing is just focus on that, like bettering people. Mm-hmm. And because he's a doctor, he's like, I'm going to get you off of this.
Right.
And it's funny, a lot of it, because it's America, it's obesity. So it's like, you need this now, but that's not the
America
solution.
is built off of keeping people sick.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
We have majority of our foods are approved that wouldn't be approved in anywhere else in the nation. Yep. Like everything is a pill. You've seen the commercials. Oh, this will make you lose 100 pounds, but it will also, and they start smiling, they would also give you anal bleeding and you get no more. Like, so like this is what this country is built off, unfortunately.
100%. Yep.
our type of concepts are not really pushed and motivated, you know?
Yeah.
And
No, it's sad. I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, like, I feel like I have to hunt sometimes for good food,
Right.
unless you cook it yourself.
right.
You know, but you go to another country in the world. I'll go to Europe. I was just in Colombia recently with a
Fast
team.
food's healthy.
Bro. The burger there was an actual burger,
Right.
And I'm over here like,
This
what?
is fire.
I'm like, but I'm at their fast food. And they're like, yeah, but this is real food here.
is
Like,
real food.
I'm like, you can see the chickens in the back. I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
This is crazy.
Here, I mean, some of the places you go there, the mystery meat is just like, what's going on?
You don't know what
bro?
you eat.
So, and then with all the plastics that I'm just
Mhm.
like, I'm like, man, it's almost as if I'm pretty
It's
sure.
hard,
I'm
man.
pretty sure. I mean, don't fact check me on this, but I'm pretty sure we all have eaten some type of plastic in our lives in something, whether it was ramen noodles or something. We just don't know.
And before I even I just don't want to forget this note. Like, you got to think about this when you look at the future, you look at our kids, right? You
Yeah.
have kids. I don't have kids yet, but my mission is to like help the youth, right?
Yep.
Because the youth is our future.
Yep.
Think about how much chronic illnesses from the autism and all the things. This is coming directly for our food. Because what do they tell, like, most, holistic doctors when they're talking about your kids having these certain birth defects
Yeah.
or chronic illnesses? They're pointing the biggest factors what you're
they're
eating.
Yep.
So like
Yep.
if this is the only thing you have is what they're feeding you,
100%.
this is going from all the way from generation to
Yeah.
generation. So if we can't change it at the core, the root cause,
Yeah. 100%.
we're failing as a society. You know?
That's a good point, man. That's definitely a good point. But yeah, it's just, I mean, we could talk about that all day now because it's a tough subject now with me, like very soft subject because I'm in this journey. I'm still in this journey. Like
Right.
my next thing is like I'm not done. I want to build muscle and
Of
all this
course.
stuff. So like,
Of course, there's levels to it.
exactly. That's the thing that I noticed too. There's levels to it, and it becomes addictive too. So like that's what everybody has habits. Right now your habit might be going to Starbucks in the morning and having that 300-400 calorie or even more coffee with 30-40 grams of sugar.
Mhm.
Cut that out. Just do that one habit for 3 weeks and then you don't need it no more.
Right.
Drink more water. These things, they all add up. So, but sometimes you need somebody in your ear. So that's where you guys will then come on in and help.
You need somebody to show up for you, not just be in your ear.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna show up and show out.
Now, question: where maybe this is something that a story that maybe either you or one of your staff members. What was one of the places that you have went to that you guys have done a workout or some type of service, and it was just a random like, oh, I did it in a parking lot or somewhere. You're like, man, we got to get this done, but like we don't really have the space for it. But they want us to be here. Like, was there any place that was like kind of weird or random, and you're like, man, we did a workout on top of the roof because it's
That's always because so with our concept, we also bring the equipment if you don't have it.
Okay.
Like, it's not a truck, but you got to think about most people that think they need all this fancy equipment.
Yeah.
They don't even need to be loading their spine or body yet until they can functionally move their body.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll bring like TRX, resistance bands, adjustable dumbbells, things of that sort.
Nice.
The Bozu ball. So we can pull up anywhere and go in the back of the parking lot. So I think the funniest one, all disclaimer, even being a Christian, a strip club reached out to us. And they were like, we want to train the girls because our girls are starting to get like out of shape.
Oh, snap.
So we pulled up to the back of it, right? We didn't go inside, but we pulled up and set up like a circuit training for the female shift because the head manager said like, hey, we got a couple girls, like they get a lot of customers, but we really need them to get this lifestyle hasn't been conducive to like the way they're looking. So we want to get them like 3 months of just like coaching them. I want you to come 2 times a week in the back, and I want you to coach. So we had a female coach go out there and set up the circuit, and they got great results. And I think that was actually a pretty funny story. Like so we get these like from like the CEO and the corporate company coming in just for a quick conference in South Beach, and we got 20-30 people we want to show up. Or even the LGBTQ community where they're like, hey, we have like we're having a networking event and we want to do a mingle event. We want to do like a mini group class, like a yoga class, and then I want to have mini chair massages there. it's so cerebral and so versatile, all the things we can offer in
Nice.
just the different populations we work with. You know what I mean?
Very
So
nice. Now, do you think, or has there been a point where it's gotten a little bit difficult in the sense of like somebody requesting, because obviously you can always figure it out, right?
Right.
Somebody like requesting for massages and stuff like that, you're like, I don't have anybody on staff. Do you make the decision of letting them know like, hey, we don't service that, or you try to just take on the challenges like, I'm gonna find somebody and maybe this might be another service?
if it's in the scope, like if I feel like we're ever putting our providers in an unsafe situation,
Yeah.
because you have some weirdos that are called
Yeah.
sometimes,
Yep.
because we vet our providers, but it's hard to vet a client looking
Correct.
for our service.
Correct.
So like if they say anything that's giving us a red flag or
Yeah.
like, hey, we don't want to I only need a female trainer, she can only come at this time, I'm like, no,
Yeah,
like we
yeah.
just don't put our people in
Yeah.
those positions. But we usually can make situations work. If I
Okay.
can make it happen and our team can make it happen, we try to make it happen. If it's not in our scope and the work, we're not gonna put our reputation on the line of like just to try to make money,
Yeah.
make something happen that we know we can't deliver on.
What was the biggest training session or event that you guys have done? Like,
Biggest thing we've done, we got a lot of really cool collaborations going on.
Okay.
We've trained a lot of like cool celebrities, but like, also because we have a luxury clientele and a high net worth clientele, it's a lot about privacy. They don't really want people to know or see them. It's the reason why they get in the service anyway in the first place. So yes, have we coached a lot of celebrities that I can't always like verbally talk about? Yes, we still currently do. Another big thing for us and places that we're trying to connect with as a platform is with benefit brokers. Like we're in the process of getting on Aetna's, which is a national provider.
That's good.
Getting on their network. We're working with the NFLPA right now to become a benefit to them also, and working with other professional teams because I have some connections and background there of getting on their benefit list. So I wouldn't say those are big events, but those are big moves for a company like ours to get that accessibility.
Those are milestones. Yeah, for sure. No, that's good. That's good. What about so currently I know right now you're in the seed funding. Have you already had talks with investors? Have you how do you deal with denial of people like not believing in the vision just yet?
So as entrepreneurs and everyday people, people are not gonna believe.
Yeah.
So get used to hearing like this sucks. This is not gonna work. They're always gonna say it's not gonna work before it does work. So if you ever read books, startups, like I've read books on the Uber, the Airbnbs. You seen Amazon and Jeff Bezos in the little office with the written sign.
Yep.
You gotta have tough skin as an entrepreneur, and you only need it's just like if you were to play a professional team, you only need one person to like you and one person to take a chance on you. So if I was to think that this wasn't gonna work, because you know how many people told me nobody would work with anybody but you, Kashawn. Like you are the brand. We're 160 coaches and professionals later, 5 years later. So it's like at the end of the day, you get a lot of denial, and it can be hard. It can be mentally draining when you're putting so much into the business, into your people. How many people you're helping, because you know where your business started from day one and where it is now.
Yeah.
And you get tons of no's. And then you get people who say yes and they flake on you last minute. It's gritty. And this is stuff that you always can't put on social media because sometimes it's private and people don't want to be known. But like, I hear no's a lot, and you gotta be delusional and have some type of insanity as an entrepreneur to hear no this many times and be like, man, I'm gonna come back tomorrow and somebody gonna say yes. I'm gonna make this happen. But this is why the purpose and the vision and my faith, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So for me, I know God put a calling on my life, and this is what He called me to do. So I won't ever quit. It's not in my blood, So like I'm gonna push this thing through until somebody does believe in it. And then we could have this success story in a year or two and be like, hey, we had an exit for $100 million, whatever you want to call it, right?
Yeah,
so
100%, man.
We're not freaking leaving.
Yeah.
So you just keep coming back, and it's a part of it, man. It's a part of it. Just get used to it, entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
People ain't gonna believe in you, and your friends ain't even gonna believe in you. So don't be surprised when your family, your friends don't even support you.
That's another thing too. That's a good point. A lot of people look for like a support group,
Right.
and normally it's their peers that are around them, friends and family. And I don't think that's a good idea and all that. That's why business, business with families is rough.
Mhm.
Can there's successful cases? Yes, there is. But
Right.
normally the saying is you don't want to mix business with family because
Right.
just to be safe. So why would you even go to them for an approval thing? Now, if you're asking for like a logo color or something like that, whatever, fine. But when it comes to like actual
And
business,
I'm gonna expound on that because there's something about investment wise that I want to talk about that.
You want to surround yourself with other business-minded people and get feedback from them. And and that's where networking comes in. You gotta network. You gotta go to these events. If there's an event that they're launching different companies or a fitness event, if that's what it's gonna be, then go there so you surround yourself because you never know who's who. Right. And don't burn any bridges because you never know who's who. Oh, so you gotta be ready.
Talk about that.
Yeah. But go ahead.
So you made a lot of great points, and it's funny because like when you look at books, when you talk about fundraising, you always want to bootstrap, which we did. Yep. We didn't raise any outside capital. Then your next form is if you're profitable, you can show enough income as a business to now work on SBA loans because you could continue to fund. And then they say, if you have a concept, is it really a great concept if nobody invests in it?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. And then you have the thing where like people say, oh, I built this $1 billion company and I did it all myself. That's 1 in a million.
Yep.
In this economy now, it's like really hard that you just blow something up by yourself with like no outside help. Anybody who says they do it by themselves is a damn lie. Yep. We need people. We can't even be unfiltered without the people in the back end of this. Like we are just a tool. Like our teams are the people who really run these things. Like we had the vision, but you need people. You don't want to be the smartest person in the room, as I always say.
Correct.
And what I was talking about an investment in, usually you first go with family and friends. Yeah. Because you're going to ask people who actually know, have felt your brand, seen you go from inception all the way to like creating this thing. So it's funny. It's a very uncomfortable thing when you have to raise money and you're going family and friends because people look at you crazy and they go ghost on you and it's like, this is a real business. This is real income. But it's what you got to do. Yeah. Raising money is like it's actually a very tough thing. And I don't think people talk about that stuff enough as an entrepreneur. Yeah. When you're trying to not just only grow our concept, when you're trying to grow anything. Yeah.
And at any level, because I have friends that they are very successful at raising money, but every time they go out to raise, they start from zero all over again. There's no like, you might have a better network this time, so you might have a better opportunity of getting that yes faster because you're going to go to other investors that already invested in you. Right. But there's going to be a time like, nah, I'm already capped out with you. I got other projects. Right. So then now you're back to zero. Like, what do I do? And you're back on that rat race. But you at least have you got to come the way that you present the business, the way that you are educating them, the numbers they want to see, what is the ROI, all this stuff.
So much that goes in it, and then the biggest things is like come to your social capital, which I call social capital, like your people who you feel like are high net worth. Come to them correct, right? Make sure you have a deck. Make sure you have a real business. And I'm not saying that you can't raise off an idea because. That was more common, but in the climate we are now and today, because I could just talk about it, they want your business to be profitable. Like have it just making and generating money is not enough, like it used to be. Like you could just raise probably $1 million just because you were making an MRR of X, Y, and Z. Now they want to see it being profitable. Your team is more important than anything because they want to see that you have a proven track record with your board of advisors of somebody who has already done what you're trying to do. So when I talk about getting a coach and a mentor, that is your proof and your resume. Hey, I have somebody guiding something that I'm already doing well, but they've already done it. So like these are all little things when you're coming to investors. And also, you don't just ask anybody for money. Make sure you're asking somebody who is in your niche. Do your research. Have they invested in something like this before, right? What size checks do they write? So I'm not going to go on a tangent, but there's a million things when you're trying to, come to people and, push your dream because you only get that one chance.
Yep, that's true. I mean, and shows like Shark Tank and stuff like that, you guys get a little glimpse. It's very PG down because, they try to do it for TV and all that. Yeah. But you can learn stuff on there. I mean, Mark Cuban does a good job. They all do a good job of kind of like grilling you, like when you don't come correct with numbers and you're just asking for money. But what do you want me to do? Because you can get money as a loan. and the money then you just got to pay it back, but they don't help you.
Right.
But if you want them to invest,
strategic money,
maybe you want them. You're using their networks, their contacts, right? And you don't want to get somebody as a restaurant investor when you're trying to do fitness stuff.
right?
The contacts are going to help you,
Right.
unless there's a way that is going to marry the two. So, you also got to also say, does this make sense for you to get in bed with this person? Because it's got to be vice versa. It's got to, just because they're saying yes, because there is people out there. I don't know about you, but I've been getting emails lately. It's these spam emails. We'll buy your company. We'll buy your company. I'm like, what the heck what's going on? Is that the new hack right now? Like they want to just buy the company.
And listen, that is the new way. If I could do it over again, and when I do it over again, I'm pretty versed in this space, but business is business. I feel like I can run other businesses, but if you can buy a company that's already profitable, do it.
Yeah.
Why start it from scratch?
100%.
Like that is the new way now, because you have the Great Tsunami, which is the elderly trying to get out of businesses that they have that are ultimately profitable. They don't have kids to pass it on to.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
now they have these cash flowing businesses, and you don't have anybody to really like run them and buy them. So if you are an entrepreneur, you are making pretty good money, you're 9 to 5, you don't have to always innovate something and start something from scratch. You could buy a successful business and manage it. So like just giving you guys the options out there.
And what I would say is, when you go to business, get ready and have it in your mindset that you are going to have to evolve.
Right.
Your business idea that you essentially had in the beginning is just a spark. Mm-hmm. It's very rare for it to stay the same to the very end. There is businesses that it has happened, but I mean, just to use Uber as an example, Uber was just a taxi service, and now you can get food, you can deliver packages, you can do a lot of stuff. I mean, there's even Uber helicopter in Dubai, whatever,
Damn,
so there's a lot of different, it's just crazy. So it's like,
I love you said that though.
So it's like,
so
you got to be able to get ready to evolve. And also, Uber got denied a lot of times. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know if Mark missed out. There was one of those sharks missed out on Uber early on, and they went in later, but they paid like 10 times more than what they needed because they didn't believe in it.
Yeah.
So you're going to, sometimes, once the company starts growing from there, but then now the reason why Uber was able to really explode, because they know that if we put money into there, we're gonna be able to cover more areas quicker. And I mean, it's in any business. You guys might see it happening now with restaurants. Like here in South Florida, there's a restaurant, Raising Cane's. They didn't just open one up; they're opening up everywhere because they're trying to do brand awareness.
Right.
So now you're like, this is a big deal.
Yeah.
I heard about them. Whatever. Like, there's another one that's not here yet. Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's gas station. Apparently it's like a big gas station. It's like a massive gas station. They sell brisket. I've yet to go, but the branding is crazy. There's one in Daytona, but there's rumors that they're trying to bring one down here. Another thing, Wawa.
Oh, Wawa was crushing it.
I had no idea what Wawa was.
Matcha, this, that, food, everything.
but if they would have just opened one up, it's not strong enough.
Right.
So that's the new move. You got it, and they're taking a page from McDonald's.
And you need capital to do that.
Correct.
So to do it
goes back to your point. It's not just you yourself. You need a team behind you.
Right.
So and then what they're looking for to invest is really the system. What is the secret sauce in your system that you created? And it goes to the team, and it goes to the way you do business and the way you have your procedures and stuff like that. So that's good that that essentially you have everything set up. I mean, that's awesome, man. I mean, a lot of people, I have a lot of friends that have gone through the path of playing pro ball and stuff like that. And, it's a little sad because they came back to real world, and
it's a hard reality.
They're either working a shitty job, or they're just not working because they got some money still saved, but they're like, I don't know what to do.
They're not having real purpose.
Or some of them, they have no other thing to do but to go back to sports and coach in a way,
right?
Like maybe high school or something like that. But really deep down, they're not happy. They're like, I'm doing it because I know how to do this, because this is what I was doing. Instead of me doing it now, I'm just teaching it.
Right.
But this is more like a hobby.
Right.
But this is my main bread and butter.
This is not your mission in life. This is not what God created.
So the fact that you were able to kind of convert that and really say, all right, I got to do something, go all in on an idea, versus just sitting here and just saying like, I'm going to make it to NFL, at some point. And that's a hard breakup. I mean, I think every football player that's played football or wants to play any sport, when the second you break and you realize I'm not going to go there, that's it. From this moment on, it's a dream that's not going to happen. That's fine. The moment that you can realize that, the more time that you have to focus onto your next venture.
Right.
but it's depressing. It's a little depressing.
It's
you know,
humbling.
but-
It's humbling, and you know, was able to make it to great heights, but you know, like identity is not what you do; it's who you are.
Yeah.
And that's something I talk to a lot of like entrepreneurs
Yeah.
when I go in like corporate spaces and do some public speaking, and only athletes is like your identity is finding what God truly called you to do. What's your mission in everyday life? Where people like when people show up to your funeral, they're not talking about your football career. They're talking about the type of person you
Yeah,
were.
that's true.
So like you need to find out like
Yeah.
what did God call you to do? What
Yeah.
what do you wake up every morning and say like, man, I don't care if my account is an overdraft. I'm gonna do this because I believe in this. You know, and
100%.
once you find that, life becomes a lot more purposeful and you can impact a lot more people in whatever you do.
No, that's perfect, man. 100%, man. Is there anything that you wanted to discuss before we wrap this up that maybe we didn't touch upon? I always like to give the opportunity just in case, since we got everybody captured on here.
For sure. I mean, I think we talked about a lot of things. I would say whether it's Christianity or any faith, like, find some spiritual faith, find something to believe in. Go to church, get grounded, bring your family into that. Do something active, like take care of yourself, like just try it, right? It's crazy for me when people say like, I don't do anything.
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine not sweating at least once a day.
Yeah.
Like I would be a very grumpy person. Just saying. But I always try to use my platforms to bring people closer to God. So like if you were even thinking about religion or you were thinking about what does Christianity look like, I would say, go to a local church and just go try it out and always, see God and learn God for yourself. Right?
Have you partnered with a church and maybe did some type of workout?
I probably should do more. I go to VOO Church in Miami. That is one I go to. I go to the city location. I volunteered a few times, and I probably should get a lot more involved because they're a huge church as far as they have like fitness and orientations. What I found myself as an entrepreneur is like trying to stay focused on one thing. It's easy to get distracted. Not saying that's a bad thing, but if you don't focus on one thing, you do nothing well. Investors out here, if you come across this, holla at your boy.
Yep. And how can they reach you?
They can reach us at Fitness at Your Door. Kashawn Fraser is my name. Any platform is Fitness at Your Door. Number is 561-635-7819. If you're somebody looking to change your life, reach out to us. I'm all open for tips. And even if you're a young entrepreneur looking to get into the wellness space, reach out to me. I want to connect. This is about each one teach one. So I want to be able to, share my knowledge that I've learned because I didn't always have people willing to give the free game because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. So I think that's all I really have to say. Love y'all.
Awesome,
peace. Find us out on all social medias. Follow us.
For sure, man.
If you're a professional in South Florida looking to be on the platform where we could just, get you more business in the wellness space, come join the team.
Yep. So. You don't got to go to the gym and that's a whole other thing, man. I see it. I go to the gym and I go to like Crunch and I see the trainers and they're just trying to, they're hunting all day.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they actually do get the client, I feel like they're not giving their all because they've been hunting all day trying to get that sale versus just focus on like what they're good at. So, I know that's maybe one route to entry, but I don't think that's it, man. I think that's just one. Don't fall for that trap is what I would say. And I don't this is from an outside perspective. All right. So you might know more than me, but man, I appreciate you coming on here, sharing about that's what this platform is all about. Want to highlight entrepreneurs here in Fort Lauderdale. I think you definitely fit that, especially the fact that you're from New York, just like us. I mean, we just twine everything together, just keeping it raw, keeping it unfiltered. So I appreciate it. I wish you nothing but success. And
I appreciate
thanks,
you, Chris,
man,
for having us.
All right, guys, this is where we're going to wrap it up. Peace. All right, brother.
Appreciate you, dog.
Sure.